Starting a new game is always easy, but also simultaneously complex. You can jump right in, make mistakes, and slowly learn from them. Or you can prepare yourself ahead of time and attempt to circumvent those mistakes, which is where I come in. Grand Cross Age of Titans is a brand new game, and learning the intricacies of what works and what doesn't can leave you falling behind. So I've taken the time to do a little quick guide here telling you what you should and shouldn't be doing before starting the game. Before jumping in though, I want to take a moment here to thank the team behind Grand Cross Age of Titans for sponsoring this video. If this game looks like something you're at all interested in playing, then I urge you to go ahead, click the link in the description and the pinned comment below and download the game. It's completely free. Now, if you're like me, you've probably exhausted all of your gems, and that makes sense. There are numerous things that you can spend the gems on, all of which seem entirely worthwhile at the time. Yet, as someone that has spent the last year and a half playing a ton of different gacha games, there's one thing that I've learned. Save your gems, for the love of God. Do not be in a rush to spend them. Having patience and conserving your gems will prove to be beneficial in the long term. But if you've accumulated thousands of gems and you're looking for a means with which to consume some, I'd advise heading on over to the Star Fragment. This is where you'll summon resources and new heroes either through prayer books or through gems, expanding your roster. Another good option would be to speed up the training of your troops, which can save you a lot of time, or navigating on over to the Academy and investing into research. These are all great avenues to invest into and are a great means of spending gems. I'm the kind of guy that gets a brand new character and then proceeds to immediately start building them because they look cooler, because they're a higher rarity. But this isn't always the ideal approach. On the contrary, in this game, it's better to once again conserve your resources. In this case, XP scrolls, because they're very finite. And while it might seem like you have hundreds if not thousands of XP scrolls to consume, and at times it might seem like they're endless, as you continue building your heroes, you'll notice them depleting quite rapidly. Focusing on 1, 2, maybe 3 heroes and keeping a balanced team is going to be integral to the overall success of your campaign. Each hero has their own specialties, their own abilities, talent trees. Leveling them and building them appropriately one at a time will result in you having less issues in the future. There are plenty of incredible characters to choose from, and I know obtaining a new character gives you a rush, making you feel like you need to build them, but trust me, remain focused. You'll thank me in the long term. Whether you log in to play for an hour or merely log in briefly to run through daily missions and consume resources, it is important to make sure to log in every single day. Not only are there events that you can participate in daily, like the Hero's Return, presenting you with various resources and rewards, you'll be able to continue to accumulate resources that are absolutely necessary to continue to upgrade your kingdom. You're also allotted 4 free summons every single day, giving you additional opportunities to obtain heroes or resources, adding up to 28 total free summons every single week. That alone is worth logging in every day for. But if that isn't enough to convince you, you'll also be able to cycle through numerous daily missions, rewarding you with resources, speed-ups, XP scrolls, stamina potions, prayer books, and more. It'll get to a point where logging in becomes routine because you get so many things completely free that not logging in for a day seems almost like a waste of time. This game is all about gathering resources so you can upgrade your buildings, so you have a higher output of resources which allow for more rapid upgrading of buildings, faster recruitment of units, a larger army size, which all equate to furthering your goal of world domination. I guess this ties into logging in every day now that I think about it, but you need to be certain you're always researching, you're always upgrading. Whether that means you're actively researching new topics at the academy, training new troops, or upgrading current buildings. It is of the utmost importance that every building is always being heavily utilized. Troops don't typically take as long to train as buildings do to upgrade, so you should be logging in every couple hours to set more to train. Buildings, on the other hand, can take 5, 10, 20 hours to upgrade, so logging in a couple times a day to complete the upgrading process and initiate new upgrades is important. All your buildings should be active at any given time to maximize output. When upgrading buildings, you might be at a bit of a loss as to what you should be focusing on, what you should be prioritizing, what you should be upgrading first. While you could realistically aim for anything, really, the barracks, the academy, the embassy, or maybe the farms, what you need to look at is what is required to next upgrade your castle. The castle is, in my opinion, one of the most important buildings in the game, as without it, you won't be able to upgrade other facilities beyond what they're presently at. So, saving resources to first upgrade your castle is a very smart move. This one might be a little bit easy to overlook as there are numerous events running every single week. Events offer you any number of benefits by achieving certain conditions in game, leveling, upgrading, completing objectives, or at times just logging in fulfills the requirements. There are events that you earn contribution towards merely by playing the game, like increasing building combat power, like hitting certain castle level milestones. These are all things that you will continue to progress towards the more you play the game, the more you log in daily. And the rewards are ridiculously good. Prayer books for new summons, gems, speed ups, stamina potions, resources. More often than not, you won't even realize you've completed certain objectives because they're completed through natural gameplay. The more you play the game, the more you complete the events. These events are there to aid you through the game, to make things easier for you. Yet, at the same time, these events and subsequently rewards are just too good to pass up. Much like gems, speed ups are very limited, and due to the scarcity of the item, should be valued and not used unless absolutely necessary. Unlike what I'm showing you on screen right now, and I guess this is a good moment to point out, you should do as I say and not necessarily as I do. You should be stocking up on speed ups to achieve one of several things, not wasting them like I did. Speed up the production of troops when you absolutely need that boost to bolster your forces. Speed up the construction of upgrading of buildings because you need them immediately to upgrade your castle or to allow for further expansion in the game. Or speed up research at the academy because you believe that will positively affect you and provide you the benefit necessary to continue playing. Otherwise, with the increased costs of speeding up production, you'll find you run out when you truly need it. Or you'll end up like me, running out of your speed ups all the time because you wasted them. And finally, and I feel like this is the most important point out of anything anyone could ever tell you, and that is to enjoy the game. Grand Cross Age of Titans can be a very fun game whether you follow these steps or not. These are not rules that you need to follow, rather they're a guide that might help you supplement that lack of knowledge or experience that you have in game. There is a lot to see and do, and you can honestly get a little lost at times, but I also think personally that that's kind of the fun. Learning the game, learning the small, intricate differences that truly allow for the game to stand out. You can't know everything about a game until you've learned it, and getting lost in game is part of that journey. With this in mind, why not take this opportunity to get lost in game today? You can go ahead and download this game right now, completely free, by clicking that link in the description in the pinned comment below. Seriously, go ahead and have some fun growing your kingdom.